What is up, guys? Today we are talking effed up movies and some of the most screwed up scenes that we've ever seen in a movie. And we have an awesome panel to talk about it with. We have the cast and director of the movie Cheap Thrills, which is super delightfully effed up in the best way possible. Let me introduce our panel. First, he plays Craig in the movie. Oh, he's a friend of the show, Pat Healy. Next, the director of the film, E.L. Katz. And he plays Vince in the film, Ethan Embry.
Hey, what's up? Stop.
So, let's talk Cheap Thrills. It's a pretty effed up movie, some crazy stuff. That, like, human beings are pushed to their moral and emotional limits in this movie.
What are we doing next, huh?
Cut your pinky off. $25,000. It's your pinky. You use it for, like, nothing.
It, I'll do it.
Let me know if this is accurate. It's like the worst game of, like, Truth or Dare ever.
Yes.
I was watching this movie and I was trying to put myself in the situation. I'm like, would I do that? And then at a certain point, I'm like, yeah, I'm tapping out. There's no way.
I think if we were all actually in that situation, most of us wouldn't tap out.
You can't know.
So let's transition and start talking about some of the most effed up movies. Pat, is there a movie scene that stands out as super effed up?
I keep thinking about these two scenes, and I think it's because I was such a small child when I saw them from the 1978 version of Invasion of the Body Snatchers with Donald Sutherland. There's a homeless man who plays a banjo, and he has a dog. And when the pods are set next to him and the dog get merged together, and we later see the dog with the banjo man's face.
Oh. That's frightening.
And then the very end of the film, when Veronica Cartwright walks up to Donald Sutherland thinking that he's cool, and he turns around and he does that crazy screech that always gets under my skin.
I remember the first time when I was really young and I saw the Hellraiser movies, being really young and watching these Cenobites walk around, it was like right out of my fucking nightmares. Like, it fucked me up.
You solved the box. We came. Now you must come with us. Taste our pleasures.
Honestly, like, the scariest thing, you know, it's like little children, like the guy going on a date and like jerking off in the car.
Better not tell on me.
That to me is my modern sort of like being creeped out by.
I remember when I first saw Midnight Express when I was a teenager. We were talking about this earlier. Out of the blue, there's this one scene where he starts having yoga with his cellmate. And it's all like misty and skylit from the heavens. They touch each other on the face and they almost kiss. And then it cuts to another scene where he bites the tongue out of a cat. Like, it's like, what is this yoga scene doing?
There's a guy who sort of has cornered the market on disturbing movies from Japan, named Takashi Miike, who made Audition, and he made a film called Ichi the Killer, which the entire movie is disturbing, but the opening scene is a man watching a man rape a woman from a window, and he's masturbating watching, and then when he ejaculates, the title of the movie raises out of his steaming pile of ejaculate.
That's just the beginning.
That's the opening.
And you mentioned Audition. The final torture scene in that movie it's not only just grueling to watch, but so surprising.
Well, that whole movie is another movie, and if you don't know anything about it, you're just watching a movie about a nice old man who's trying to find a date or whatever, somebody to take care of him, and then it becomes this whole other
and just
thing.
the sound of the fucking wires.
Yeah.
It's like the worst sound effect I've ever heard.
I saw The Devil when he
stuck
gets
with
his
me.
Achilles heel cut. He sticks an X-Acto knife into his Achilles, and he's sitting there trying to reach and grab the tendon back out and pull it back.
They do that
Wow. I saw The
cutting
Devil.
in Hostel too,
Yeah,
don't they?
I remember that.
That's just another, like, if you want to get it, like the Hostel and the Saw movies.
It's Human Centipede.
I watched Human Centipede with my mom on this show. One of the things about Human Centipede, it's super effed up when the actual creature, the Human Centipede, is introduced. But aside from that, it's like,
it's a B movie.
It's anticipation porn. It's a good afternoon popcorn movie.
Right.
You also know what you're in for. Whereas,
Yeah.
like, if you watch something like Seven, has some of the most disturbing scenes.
Yeah.
And it's a great film.
Right.
Oh, yeah.
The guy that's being kept alive in the bed without the tongue and all the air fresheners. over
Yes.
everything.
He's alive! You mentioned the Hellraiser movie as a kid. A movie that's a little more innocuous, you would think, but has a frightening sequence in it. Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory.
Yeah, it's nightmarish.
When they go down that river, and that's out of nowhere, and you're as a kid not expecting that, nightmarish.
Yeah.
It's like a drug freak out.
But that's
Yeah.
why Gene Wilder was so brilliant.
And they're certainly not showing any signs that they are slowing.
So we've hit a lot of like the obscure movies and horror films. I think one of the movies that opened the door for more mainstream movies to have super effed up stuff in it is Pulp Fiction.
I always think about when they hit
The
her-
adrenaline
yeah,
shot.
the
Oh,
adrenaline
yeah.
shot.
That worked really well.
Like, yeah,
It's
I don't-
also really drawn out, like De Palma you're talking about. It's like very, like, you know, you make you really wait for it.
You had mentioned David Lynch earlier, Eraserhead, when that baby is revealed.
Not before or after have I been so happy that it was still light outside when I left the movie theater.
Yeah.
That is a living nightmare.
Another movie that has multiple effed up scenes in it, Requiem for a Dream. There's Ass to Ass.
Yeah.
Jared Leto's arm.
Even
after
Ellen
her.
Burstyn's performance of this drug-addled older woman taking these diet pills.
Yeah.
We're giving the prizes away. I just wanted to be on the show.
Really
frightening.
sad, really
Yeah,
intense.
that's like the
Sad.
kind of movie that's really good, but I never want to watch it again.
All right, let's boil it down. Gun to your head, if you had to pick the most effed up movie scene.
Can it
let's
be
go-
something that I already said?
Sure.
Because it's definitely that opening scene from Ichi the Killer. Even though technically the movie gets more crazy, I mean, I just can't believe that's so audacious to open a movie that way.
Yeah.
I'm going to bring up Henry again.
Henry, Portrait of a Serial
Horrifying.
Killer. Michael Rooker, who, you know, from The Walking
Tom
Dead.
Tolles.
And, yeah.
After they kill those people and then they're watching the tape together. It's just real.
Ethan?
There's a handful of scenes in I Saw the Devil that caused me to curl into a ball. Like the taxi scene when he's in the taxi, and that 360 shot that goes around the taxi as he's stabbing the driver and the passenger. It's just...
I'm gonna have nightmares. How about you? So what's the most screwed up scene that you can think of from a movie? What did we forget about? Leave us an answer in the comments section below. Coolest answer, you're gonna get a Screen Junkies t-shirt. I wanna thank my panel. Pat Healy, Eel Katz, Ethan Embry from Cheap Thrills. It is in select theaters and available on demand starting on March 21st. See it with a crowd in the theater and you can all recoil in horror together. Thank you, gentlemen. I want to thank you guys for watching Screen Junkies. I'm Hal Rudnick. Hit me up on Twitter. Bye-bye.
Prince of Persia. While it's not the best action film of all time, it's aesthetically pleasing. The casting's solid. I thought Jake Gyllenhaal was all right, you know.
Could be a little more Persian.
Yeah.